Hello, 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 and welcome to your favorite high school sports show, Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk, live, powered by
Fairway
and
Food Store.
yes, Fairway Food Stores, as well as all the ads, the sponsors you see right here. And you know something about our sponsors? We actually could not make this is our NCAA tournament special, second annual. Not to brag.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you have a show, when you have like a special holiday themed kind of show, like we do now. We couldn't make an NCAA tournament with our sponsors. You know that?
No.
Because they're all number one seeds.
Oh, I love that.
That's right. We couldn't bracket it out.
I love that.
Yeah, you know what would happen if one of our sponsors played any company that wasn't a sponsor of our show? Let's say Caparado played in the NCAA tournament against Google. Google.
At least a 30-point win.
Yeah, Caparado would be throwing alley dunks all day. Hitting
They'd be like that team. Who was that team that was throwing down dunks? Like, I have to look it up. I don't remember.
Oh, you're talking about Florida Gulf Coast University.
Yeah, when they were putting on a dunk show in that first round. That was like one of the most insane games ever.
If you want to find the headspace of my brain, NCAA tournaments from like 2006-ish to about 2014, when I got married and started having to be like like not obsessing over everything. Like if I give me enough time, I could almost like spit out the brackets from those years. I just have to get my headspace. I know where I was. Florida Gulf Coast beat Georgetown. I was sitting in my college cafeteria. It was a night game we watched. It was crazy.
It might have been a little later. Remember RJ Hunter 3 for the win from like the logo and Georgia State.
Yeah, and then Georgia State. I'll tell you where I was there. You should any game. I'll tell you exactly where I was.
I know where I was.
That was against. That was like a 14-3.
Yeah.
And I was watching it from work at the old office. And that was their coach had like a foot injury and he fell off the stool when it
was. Yep. That was RJ Hunter's dad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Great. Yeah, I was watching it with I was probably really ruining the internet because the Mount Pleasant News internet was horrible back then, and I was still streaming it. Because back then we had a rule, the sports guys. Now we work 40 hours. We work hourly.
Yeah.
But it was salaried, and so if I had like a 4-hour track meet that night, I still worked until like 4 o'clock. Right. Because it was just, and then eventually our boss was like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense." And he's like, "You guys shouldn't be just sitting here twiddling your thumbs." And so we switched up our schedule a little bit before Hunter came along. But so I was sitting. So what I would literally watch, probably not something I should admit, but I would watch like full shows from like 2 to 4.
Or not tomorrow, like
Thursday. Time starts today. This is our NCAA tournament special. You can throw out any game in the history of the NCAA tournament, and I'll tell you exactly where I was for the rest of the show. We're going to speed through some of the stuff we have covered really quick on Southeast Iowa Union in the newspaper before we go to first commercial.
Let's do it.
When we get back from commercial, I'm going to make our bracket contest. We're going to talk through the men and women's NCAA brackets, and we are going to make our picks for the championship. So everyone that's competing against us in the bracket challenge will know who Hunter and I have picked. Hunter is still doing his bracket, I think, as we speak on his phone. He's been.
I've got like 3 brackets.
Oh, he's got like.
I was working on it.
Oh, he's going on backup brackets. Oh yeah, we'll have to discuss that too. But here, real quick.
These are just for my own personal.
Real quick, we're just going to run through because there was a little local sports. First off, you want to tell me who did well at the Central College indoor track meet?
Yeah, pull it up.
A lot of our schools went to Central College for the Central Indoors, and I see pictures of Avon Trong and Lily Berger, and so I bet you they did well. Tell me what happened.
Obviously, early track season. The first big track meet for us is on Thursday with the Roth Relays over in Washington. But nevertheless, over the weekend, had a handful of teams, but Central College. Avon Trong continues his hot streak in long jump, wins the title. Can you scroll up just a little bit there? He's cut off long jump, 6.64 meters to take that title there. I'll just read the top 2 for each squad.
6.64 meters in feet while you do that.
I think it was 21.4 or something, 6.7. Yeah. But then the next highest placer for the Panthers was Jude Dykstra, 800 meter third place for him, 2:09:45 in that one. New London was also there, had a pair of seventh place finishes, Brigham Porter in the 200-meter dash, 24:51, and then London Franklin in long jump, 5.86 meters. Van Buren County, the second winner on the day for the boys was from Van Buren County, Lincoln Bainbridge. Might remember him from cross country, 3,200-meter champion, 10:26:94. Nice showing there. And then the Warriors 4x2 took third with a time of 1:41.83.
Real quick, VBC, they lost a good amount of talent last year. I think they're still going to score a lot of points this year. Stoltz back. They've got distance and
couple distance
speed. So.
Yep. And then Hillcrest Academy was also there. Owen Scott kind of led the way. Pair of third place finishes for him in the two jumping field events. High jump, he took third as mentioned, 1.83 meters, and then in long jump took third, 6.14 meters. And then on to the girls. The lone win from the Union area girls was Mount Pleasant's 4x2. They're looking pretty fast here in the season. 1:51.61 to take that title there. And then Ella Ensminger won the shot put, 10:95 meters there for her.
MP girls shot put. Dynasty continues.
Yeah, continuing. They got a lot of girls that are good at throwing too. So then Fairfield, Lily Bergren took eighth in the 60-meter hurdles, 10.12, and then Carly Seeley in the 3,000-meter took 10th, 10:12.61. Then finally, Hillcrest Academy, the girls, pair of fifth place finishes lead the way here. Raya Scott in the 200-meter, 27.64, and then Marie Yoder in the 3,000-meter, 11:57 flat.
You'll find that in the Southeast Side Union today, Tuesday, March 19th. And you know what else we'll find? We'll find a little all-union action.
Little all-union boys basketball. Small boys basketball.
Yeah. Why don't we here? You start with the boys. I'm gonna pick the list. These were tough lists for anyone. We've always made these all-union lists. Basketball only a coach, a captain, and 6 more players from the entire small school, which is everyone besides Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, and Washington. And then the big schools have their own team. So we released the small schools. Only 7 kids get in. So it is a elite thing.
Yeah, we'll just run through them here. Obviously, coach this year is Winfield Mount Union's Clay Edwards. Obviously, led the Wolves to the state tournament, kind of guided them state tournament semifinal. So kind of a no-brainer, I think.
It was between him and Dan Stout. It was right. It was just whoever got further in the tournament was going to be who it is. So if we could have co-coaches, we don't do co-coaches or honorable mentions. But this would have been those guys were neck and neck.
And then our captain, none other than Cam Buffington, Winfield Mount Union, obviously paced the Wolves on the season, led huge part to them getting to state. Kind of no shocker there. Also on the list, by the way, this year's team was dominated by seniors, a lot of senior talent. Only one junior on this year's list. But next up, we got Sawyer Stout of Keota, then the only non-Southeast Iowa Super Conference, representing Keota out of the Sickle League.
21 points per game. Sawyer ended up with
great run for them. One of their best runs in school history. And next up, we've got Abram Edwards, Winfield Mount Union. Obviously, just another integral piece to their run, representing the Southeast Iowa Super Conference North. Once again, we've got Waco senior Hunter Hughes. Obviously, he's been a big part of their team for 4 years now. Also, Tim Hills Carrier of Columbus put up some crazy stats line. Led the Wildcats in points, rebounds, assists, steals, pretty much every major stat category there. So he makes the list. And the lone junior this year goes to Hillcrest Academy's Seth Hours. A great shooter. Knows how to put the ball in the basket, especially from deep. I think he was one of the best three-point shooters in the area, and I think he was probably top 20 in the state. I think it was when I was looking at that. What a great picture of Colton.
Yes, you had used Colton with his photo picture.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to have him in a football because we didn't quite have his mugshot yet.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably switch that online, but I switched it to his homecoming king picture.
And then finally, Waco's mentioned Colton Lichty. Another kind of player that we've seen for 4 years really be a big piece to his squad. And once again was here. Once again was in 2023 and 24 here.
That'll be weird without using Lithia on the boys.
A lot of names that we're used to seeing this year are going to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be next year. Is going to be it's going to be the dogfight for all those spots because a lot of times when kids make the list, their stats usually only go up. Girls wise, first time getting the All Union Girls Coach of the Year is Casey Keltner for Columbus. I thought, although there were a lot of teams that were kind of similar, record-wise, talent-wise, this is a pretty easy choice actually. Keltner from Columbus. They won 15 games this year. They had won a total of 15 games in the past since 2017 coming into this year. Matched that this year. Got to the regional semifinals. Captain Sarah Burton, who had to have been on this team. She
crazy numbers.
She put up some crazy numbers: 16.2 points and 14.2 rebounds per game. I think the rebounds were third in Class 1A. She is our captain this year, and we'll have to go through and add up how many all-union teams she's been a part of, as well as Columbus's Lily Coyle, who's only a junior, but she 14.9 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, 5.7 steals per game for Lily Coyle. She got hurt for Columbus, maybe 7-8 games left in the season. They still made the regional semis. By the way, those Wildcats lose nobody. They have everyone coming back next year. We've got unions, Madison Kellogg. WMU didn't win a ton of games this year after last year losing the entire roster.
She came in and pretty much acted. It was like she had been playing varsity for a while.
Yeah, and you know what? She scored almost 16 points a game and pulled down about 9 rebounds per game. She led the team by like 3 times as much in any one of her teammates in those categories. This was a tough one. We had Claire Withrow, a sophomore at Hillcrest Academy. This is one of those tweeners between her and her teammate Malia Yoder. You almost could have just given it to them both and had them be like a hybrid because they were probably our best duo of the season. Probably will be next year. But she was a 3-point shooting maniac, 66 threes this year, and scored 14.3 points per game to lead the Ravens. Anna Hadley, who you saw put up how many points? Didn't you see her put up a ridiculous amount of points when you were there? Or did you see her do a game winner? She went 12.4 points per game, 10 rebounds. We have a lot of girls averaging a double-double on this. We had a lot of statistical anomaly type. Usually don't average a double-double in high school. Emma Wagner of Waco, speaking of, 12.7 points per game, double-double, and rebounds per game. Not only double-double, but over 12 on both. And then Cal Huber of Mid-Prairie was the only non-super conference for. This is another tough one. Callie had probably, stat-wise, she might have been below a couple of other girls that could have been there. But given the competition with Mid-Prairie, we give them a little bit of a bump up sometimes because they have bigger schools that they're playing against. 10.5 points per game, 9 rebounds per game. They're a really balanced team this year, but she kind of stuck out as the kid that was the leader of that team. So there's your all-union girls team. We will be releasing the big school boys and girls teams coming up. And we'll probably talk about that next week. But in the paper on Thursday, we'll have big school boys and girls, and then we'll have the wrestling team, including our first ever girls wrestling team coming out next Tuesday. Speaking of boys and girls, we're going to switch from boys to girls to men and women.
Yeah.
Because we're going to start our NCAA predictions after this break. I'm going to make we're going to discuss, and I'm going to make our tournament bracket challenge, which you can join. I've got a special prize that I didn't consult either of you guys for, that I've come up with for the winner. So we're talking about that after the break. See you in a couple minutes.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers and sellers, to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
We are here. We are back. Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk live, or you're watching on replay.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little brackets. We're going to give our picks. First off, we need to discuss something.
Oh.
I'm making our Southeast Iowa Union bracket challenge because we're going to do one for boys and one for girls this year, right? We're going to post them on our Twitter right after this. And we need some ground rules.
Yep.
My big thing is, how many brackets should I allow people? Because I only really want people to do one bracket.
One bracket.
But I understand, being a husband and father, that sometimes you're like, oh, I want my kids to be a part of this. I want to add all of our names to one ESPN name and then just do different brackets. But I don't want to be like, oh, we'll just do unlimited, because then someone else will make 12 brackets. Because they're cheaters out there. Also, I'm going to lock it so after the first game, you cannot enter because we got burned hard.
I would say just like 3 brackets.
3? I thought about 3. And then if you got more kids, just
I
make
think
another
3, and you have to name them all different. Like you have to name them all like your.
Yes, I love it. Yes, 3.
Samantha wants to get in on it.
Yes, we'll allow 3 brackets. But we want you to, if you're a loner out there, living alone, and you want to have some fun, you want to do like a coin flip bracket or give your dog a bracket or something like that. But we want you to attribute. We don't want you to have multiple brackets attributed to you, right?
Just make sure you name it like them all. Like give
a fun little name on there.
Don't make sure they're like connected. You know what I mean? Like we can go. We know it's like you or the.
And we'll try and reach out once it gets to about the final brackets. 4. Yeah, I actually need to. I should just call him, but I know he's got a new job. Our former producer Nikki Brackets was our winner. Alex, our current producer, you're entering this year, right? That's good. What? Yes, we got a yes, an official yes.
I like that.
You got big shoes to fill, but I don't think you'll have to fill those shoes because I need to contact Nikki Brackets. Maybe I'll do that right now and just be like, you in. Should I just text him, you in?
He'd be like, what the heck?
Hopefully he knows. Do I have him on here? Nikki. That sounds like I got somebody named Nikki. Oh no, that's my friend Nikki. Anyway, we'll get Nikki Brackets back in here. He's the defending champion. Is it this Nick? No, I don't think so. We'll get him. Nikki Brackets, if you're out there, we're calling you. You got to be part of our bracket challenge because you're the defending champion. I'm gonna make it on ESPN now. Hunter and I both made our brackets. You made like 7, so you're gonna have to pick one that's your main one.
I'll just make another one.
Should we start with women's? Alex, should we start talking about the ladies or the men's? Let's talk about the ladies first.
Do it.
Elite. That is true. That is true. I actually called the men's tournament the JV tournament because no one. I mean, I can name more women's players.
Yeah, when you invite me, I'll just make it in the bracket.
I love it. Love it. All right. I'm revealing. Take your bracket out. Alex, could you put the bracket on the screen for our lovely viewers? All right. We're gonna discuss. We'll just go region by region.
Let's do it. I'm gonna look
All
at
right.
yours and I'll just.
Perfect. We'll just fly through. First off, a few years ago, I had a tradition of just never doing any upsets for the women because there was a time
It did
when
feel
parity
like
did not exist in college
did-
women's basketball.
it did feel like that, and now
It's
it
always
feels
like
like
14.
yeah.
Now, of course, when Iowa is one of the top teams, it feels like I'm scared of a lot of the teams. Did you feel like Iowa got rough into the deal on the brackets, by the way?
Oh, their region is like the
Yeah.
hardest.
They are. I don't know why they would do that to our girls.
Look at South Carolina. Look at
I
that
know.
road.
This is what I got. South Carolina, they play SAT. Don't even know who
Should-
that is.
should
or
we-
Presbyterian.
Okay.
We'll just run through. I'll say who I have winning each game,
Okay.
and then you say if you have any differences, and then we'll flip it. We'll
Okay.
flip it for the next one. Okay. South Carolina's region. First round, I got South Carolina, Michigan State, Oklahoma, Indiana, Nebraska, Oregon State, Ole Miss, Notre Dame. Only one upset, and it's not really that big of an upset. 9-8, Michigan State over North Carolina. And I only did that because Michigan State almost beat Iowa this year. What do you got? You got the
Wait.
same one?
Where's my other bracket?
Uh-oh.
There we go. I don't know if I can zoom this out.
But you can scroll down.
Okay. So I've got South Carolina, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Indiana, Nebraska. I've got a lot of top seeds winning this.
It's hard to pick.
I've got Marquette beating Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Texas, Florida State.
Oh, you're
Utah.
going all the way down the other one.
Oh yeah, my bad. Where'd I stop?
Quick recap. Hunter and I disagreed on the North Carolina Michigan State game and the Marquette Ole Miss game.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, we stopped in Notre Dame.
You just want to keep going with this region and figure out who wins through. Well, let's go region by region. So after that, I have South Carolina and Indiana. I have Nebraska beating the 3 seed going to play Notre Dame. What do you got?
I've got South Carolina taking on North Carolina, and then I've got Oklahoma taking on Indiana, and then Nebraska taking on Oregon State. So South Carolina winning, Indiana winning, Nebraska winning. Yeah.
Yes, you got the same group. Then I got South Carolina
Okay.
beating Indiana, Nebraska beating Notre Dame. I'm riding Nebraska because the girl inside is pretty much unstoppable, and all of a sudden they're shooting threes and hitting them all the time. And I'm like, and I think because they blew that Big Ten championship against Iowa, I think they have a little bit of an edge. You know, saw them cry, and tears turn into hard work. Weak women create hard times.
Yeah.
Hard times create strong women, and strong women create good times. And I think that they're on the good time. I think that Nebraska's going to go on a run here. So who do you got?
So now we're up to the
And who do you got in the regional final now?
I've got South Carolina defeating Indiana. I've got Notre Dame beating Nebraska.
And who do you got? I'll just say right now, South Carolina over Nebraska. I would never
I've got
pick
South
any
Ca-
of these teams.
I've got
this regional.
South Carolina over Notre Dame.
And I'll tell you what, as a Hawkeye fan, and as someone who is not sure if you guys have read my column, but I'm as deep into the Iowa women's basketball team as you can be. I'm okay with my bracket getting busted. I will be cheering hard for South Carolina to lose every single game, but I got them in the Final Four. All right, now let's go speed around on the. We'll go to the what I call. I think if
Region 4?
Region 4.
Let me go through mine.
Go through. Who you got?
So first round, I've got Texas over Drexel, Florida State over Alabama, Utah over South Dakota State, Gonzaga over UC Irvine, Tennessee over Green Bay, NC State over Chattanooga, Maryland over Iowa State,
Oh,
and
disrespect to Audie Crooks.
Stanford over Norfolk State, and then
That's disrespect to Audie
But in my other bracket, I have Iowa
Whatever.
State. I have Iowa State beating Maryland. Actually, I have Iowa State like in the Final Four in my other bracket. But granted, this isn't the bracket that's going to be.
Disrespect.
This isn't the bracket that's going to be in. I'm creating another bracket.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
was my point. That's why.
Oh, I got you. I got you. This is just.
So I'm just reading one that I.
You're just reading one of your brackets.
Yeah.
I have. I'll just read my upsets for the first round. I have UC Irvine. Why? I don't know. We had a coworker that went to UC Irvine. It just seems like a school that really cares about basketball, and academics. Ashley Duong, shout out, former writer here at the Union. Anteaters. And who did I have beat? Gonzaga? I don't know. Have you ever heard Gonzaga knows how to party?
I've heard that.
You have heard that song?
Yeah.
We'll blast that every time Gonzaga wins, but I don't think there'll be a lot of partying. Shout out to Barats and Beretta, old YouTubers from like pretty much the year that Hunter was born that created that song. Second round, who you got in the Sweet 16? Who you got the rest of the way? Just go the rest of the way.
Okay, actually, never mind. I lied. I do have Iowa State.
Did you just click it while I wasn't paying
I
attention?
think I accidentally clicked it.
You changed your mind because I
didn't.
gave you crap
Oh,
about.
I think I accidentally clicked it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right, he
Wait,
has
so
changed his mind. This
the
is a
best-
change of
The best of the region. Well, I looked at Maryland's I saw a lot of L's looking at besides they had a good Big Ten tournament run, but
They did.
before that they struggled.
I shamed you into clicking Iowa.
I
State,
actually
didn't
felt
you?
bad. I was like, wow.
You forgot. You forgot. Forgot about.
But my so after that, still Region 4, right?
Yep.
Let me go over here. So then we've got Region 4. Okay. I've got Texas over Florida State, then Utah beating Gonzaga, Tennessee over NC State, and then finally I have Iowa State losing to Stanford.
Finally, won that second game. You got Iowa State losing.
Dude, Stanford's
Got
good.
going on a big run.
Stanford's good.
I got Texas and Utah. I don't remember who you said was in that. Texas and Utah. Is that who you have?
I have Texas against Utah.
Yeah, Texas against Utah. Stanford against Tennessee. We're both.
Oh yeah, okay.
We're both being. We're both being tricked by Tennessee. Used to be good, but they almost beat South Carolina.
I think Tennessee's still good. I think it's
Yeah.
just that the SEC is pretty loaded.
It just means more. All right, who you got in the finals and who you got winning the finals? You can just say who you got and who you got winning it.
Wait, the finals.
Sorry, the regional.
The regional finals. I have Tennessee beating Texas.
You got Tennessee going all the way.
Final Four.
Final Four. I actually have Stanford over Texas, so we got a difference there.
Okay.
So we're both
In my other bracket, in my other bracket, I have Stanford going to the Final Four as well.
I have a sinus infection so bad. I'm allergic to penicillin. I have been since the day I was born. I was a baby. They told me I couldn't have penicillin. 33 years of my life, haven't had it. My sinus infection is so bad that the doctor was like, you know what? YOLO. Let's just give you some penicillin. Let's give you, and that's how bad it is. They're on to the next drug. Anyway.
In my other bracket, I do have Stanford in the Final Four.
All right, now the fun. No, you know what? No, we're not doing the fun one yet. Let's go through this USC bracket.
Hold on. You read off yours. I'm gonna.
I'm reading. We'll go a little faster. Advancing, I have USC and Michigan, Baylor and Virginia Tech. My one upset is Auburn, Arizona. This goes back to my. I have a theory that when you do the play-in game, that it actually helps you win that next round because you got a little experience. But then you get wiped out after that. In Ohio State and Richmond. I don't know why I have Richmond over Duke. I think that's PTSD from the Richmond men beating Iowa a few years ago. I'll just get to my Sweet 16, and then we'll get to your Sweet 16, just to save time.
Okay.
Then I have USC and Virginia Tech, and I have UConn and Ohio State. Who do you got in the Sweet 16 in that?
So my Sweet 16 from this.
And you can tell me if you got any first round upsets. We'll just go first round upsets, Sweet 16.
I'll just read my Sweet
Changing the rules as we go.
So I can't remember how I did my other bracket in this one, but my Region 3 Sweet 16 is Virginia Tech over USC and then UConn over Ohio State. So I've got Virginia and USC in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, Virginia Tech and USC.
Virginia and UConn, I mean.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I have UConn and USC in the Elite Eight. Who you got going on the Final Four?
My Final Four?
Choose you. No. I mean, who you got winning the UConn?
I have UConn.
Yeah, me too. It's UConn.
I need some.
That's the team I'm scared of.
Yeah,
Big
I
beaver.
think no one's been talking about UConn, but I think UConn's very good. Although one of their best players is has a broken nose. That Aaliyah Edwards.
You gotta
I'm sure
play
he's a
through
broken
that.
nose,
You gotta man
but
up.
usually people play better when they have broken noses.
That's right, Luka Doncic.
Should we get to where everything matters?
Here's what will matter. Region 2, Iowa. We'll be playing games in Iowa City on Saturday and Sunday.
You see how much those are going for?
So it has to be like,
It's like $2,000.
oh my gosh. Tell you someone who might get in for free. I don't know if he gets in for free. Check out the Southeast Iowa Union. Grant Bender, former Hillcrest Academy star.
Oh, yeah.
We got a feature on him. He plays for the Gray Squad. Goes
Yep.
against Iowa. Gave me some nice insight for Iowa. Gave me some nice insight on how competitive the practice squad gets with the Iowa girls.
Pretty competitive.
He says that he doesn't. He says that he doesn't do any trash talking because he's a freshman. He knows his role, but that there is a lot of talk that goes on. He said that he only had one practice where Kate Martin, who he usually goes against Kate Martin because he's a wing, and he said she got onto him a little bit one practice, but he didn't. He didn't talk back basically. So he said he doesn't want to get kicked off. He's like, I'm not doing any trash talking yet, and I don't want to get kicked off. So that's a cool story that we have in Southeast Iowa Union. I have.
We jumped right into Sweet 16.
Sure, I'll just do some upsets. I biasly right now I have Drake clicked. I don't know if that's gonna stay because I know that's probably not true. But I love
Colorado's
Drake.
really good.
Colorado's really good.
I have Drake in my other one, but I have Colorado in this one.
And that's my only upset. You got any first round upsets?
Not really in this one. No, none really first round in this bracket.
Sweet 16. I got Iowa playing Kansas State, and I have LSU playing UCLA. Chalk.
In mine, I have Iowa taking on Colorado, and then I have LSU taking on UCLA, and then in my Elite Eight, I have Iowa down in the Tigers.
Yes,
From
me too.
Louisiana.
I have Iowa and LSU. I have Iowa beating LSU. It will be what day will that be? Either the March 29th or March 30th.
Yep.
I think that we should have a party on this show if that happens. I don't care what happens. I do care, but I don't care what happens for the rest of the way. That's the only thing I care about in the entire world right now is that Elite Eight game.
In my Final Four, South Carolina taking on Tennessee, with South Carolina winning, and then Iowa, like I said, Iowa taking on UConn in the Final Four.
Yep.
And then Iowa winning that. So we're going a little rematch of last year's
South Carolina
Final
Iowa.
Four. South Carolina, Iowa for national title.
And on the count of three, we'll say who we have winning the national championship.
Do it.
1, 2, 3. Iowa. Never a doubt. That's the first thing I did was just click them all the way through. Never pick against
You were
Iowa.
right. Yeah.
How many? I have 145 as the tiebreaker.
Look at mine.
150. We're stuck to the top two. All the prizes on ESPN. We got the Hawkeyes. What percentage of people entering our women's tournament challenge do you think will pick the Hawkeyes?
Over 80%.
I agree with that. I think that people will be shunned for not picking Iowa, and they should be, even if they don't think they're going to win. So there you have it. We agree on the women's bracket. Yep. I'm guessing the men's bracket will be a little different.
Yeah.
When we get back from this commercial, speed through our men's tournament bracket, and then we'll be on to other things.
Yes, we will.
Not bigger and better things, littler and worse things than Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. We'll be back.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Step back in time and create unforgettable memories of the 2024 Midwest Little Threshers Reunion. Gather the family and immerse yourselves in the nostalgic charm of steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and the horses. Whether it's the savory delights from the North Village, to the log cabin, or the unforgettable concerts, this is where memories are crafted. Plan now to bask in the history of the past from August 29th to September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for details. Don't miss this chance to make timeless memories.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
NCAA tournament special for Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. Talked about the women last break. We're going to give our picks for the men. The men. We'll do it like we were like at the end of the girls, where we're just going to go, we'll talk about our upsets, and then we'll give our Sweet 16 for each one. Now, did I get to my computer and actually pull up my bracket like I was supposed to?
No.
While we were talking, or did I just talk about stuff? I just talked about
it.
ESPN men's tournament.
I've got a couple upsets in the first round.
I think he might be. The men's tournament is just the Wild West now.
Yeah,
it doesn't even make sense anymore. The seeds don't even matter.
It used to be that you could bet that Duke and UNC were going to be in the Final Four and all that stuff.
And if the 15 beat a 2, then it was like a world-ending thing. Like, I can't believe that the world. Now it's like.
And then what happened back-to-back years? Or no, Virginia lost as the number 1 seed and then won the national title the next year. And then Purdue the next year lost to, last year lost to the 16 seed.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if you took the money line for all 4 number 1 seeds and all 4 number 2 seeds in the first round, parlayed an 8-way parlay. You think it'd be plus money by that?
He just texted us what happened.
Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. Uh-oh. Wait. Hello? Tell them we're back on. This is bad news.
Yeah.
He just texted me now.
I said we're on. Oh, we're on.
We're on? Are we on Southeast Saturday
Yeah.
Sports
He
Talk?
said
We're
go,
live?
go, go. He says go, go, go.
Oh, go.
We're back.
We back on the Zoom. Go. Oh, that was me saying that.
Yeah.
So this is all live.
Yeah, right now.
Nice.
We're just sitting here.
We had some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We were using Hunter's computer
And it
for
just decided to restart.
no warning.
Actually, update or something.
It's update. You know, usually computers. I have OCD about the mouse being in front of the computer. Usually computers are like they're like nice about it. They're like, oh hey, can we update your computer? Oh, let's schedule a time. Could we agree on a time to schedule? This is what Hunter's computer does. I feel like updating your computer. Bang! Show's over.
Yeah, it just
We're
went
updating
black.
right
It just went
now.
black instantly.
Went
Just
black.
Black screen.
Ridiculous. HP.
Yeah, here it comes.
Hey, Carly Fiorina ran for president. She's the one who created HP. Is that correct? Am I slandering somebody's politics?
I could be wrong.
Before you run for president next time, fix your computer. This is HP computer that did that. Sorry, Carly, if you didn't. That could have been completely wrong. I thought she might have been the person who was like the queen of HP for a while. Anyway. All right, Alex, we're ready. Men's tournament challenge. I don't remember what we're talking about, but we're going to go through upsets and Sweet 16.
Yeah, give me your biggest upsets.
Region 1. My Cinnamon Toast Crunch fell. And as I say that, I only have one upset in my Region 1 first round.
Really?
The Drake Bulldogs. This is upper left, by the way. The upper left
Drake.
quadrant.
I've got Drake too. You want to know what else I got?
Who you got?
Grand Canyon over St. Mary's.
Oh, wait. Don't I have Grand Canyon?
No, you do not.
Grand Canyon's not in this upper left quadrant.
Oh, I went too far. I keep doing that.
Hunter.
It's
Hunter,
because
Hunter.
look.
Oh, because he's using the phone and he's scrolling down. Do you have anybody in the first up until you get to the Iowa State game?
BYU.
Oh, and wait. We had a little.
I don't remember how to say it.
I taught Hunter multiple times during the commercials how to say this. The school that's playing BYU. I want you to best guess right now. How do you do it?
I don't know.
No guesses.
Nope. Hit it.
It's Duquesne. Duquesne. It's spelled Duquesne.
Yeah.
Duquesne.
That's how I
You know
would've said
who Duquesne's main rival is?
Who's that?
The Undertaker. That's how I remember that.
I also have Drake winning too.
And you have Drake. So you have Drake and Duquesne. Sweet 16. I have UConn beating Auburn and Illinois beating Drake. I have Drake over Iowa State. I love Drake. That's
Drake
totally
too.
biased.
I love Drake too, but I've got Iowa State over Drake, and in my Sweet 16, we've got UConn defeating Auburn,
which I have too. What about your other one?
I've got Iowa State beating Illinois.
Oh, you got Iowa State in the Sweet 16. They're playing great.
Yeah.
They're playing awesome. Win their conference tournament. But you know who they remind me of?
Who's that?
You know who else was playing awesome, win their conference tournament? And then I was like, you know what? They're probably going to win the whole thing.
Who's that?
The Iowa men like 2 years ago. And that just scares me. I don't like it when you win your conference tournament.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's too close. It should be like the women's where the big school's going to go a week early. Elite Eight, I got the UConn Huskies beating Illinois.
I have that as actually. Wait. Yes, I have that as well.
UConn. We are both riding
I have
UConn in the
UConn
Final Four. Both
defeating
men and
Iowa
women.
State in the Elite Eight. Yep.
UConn Huskies, they're good. One thing that does scare me is UConn seems to like roll through when they're like a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah.
They're the favorite now.
I know.
Their coach, Hurley, right?
Yep.
He might be the best coach.
He's a great coach.
He's awesome. UConn's awesome. We're going to go down now to the one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me your upsets again for the first round of the West Regional. Number 1 seed, and this is North Carolina, by the way, if you're following at home. Bottom left quadrant.
The West.
Yes.
Let me pull it up here. So, biggest upset for me in the West is the one I accidentally said earlier. Actually, I do have Michigan State, which is the 8-9.
Yeah.
I don't really consider that upset, really. But,
Gotcha.
But Michigan State over Mississippi State, and the biggest upset I think I have in the whole in the entire bracket is Grand Canyon beating St. Mary's. I think Grand Canyon's one of those teams that seems to be always in the tournament.
Yes.
And they're always like
They gave Iowa a great game.
They're always really good. So that in my West is the biggest upset.
Did you see Grand Canyon's the end of Grand Canyon's conference championship game?
It was wild.
It was. Got into a fight.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon. I also have Michigan State. I also have Grand Canyon. And I have New Mexico and Nevada both winning. Do you have New Mexico and Nevada?
Nope, I have let's see. I keep losing it because of this thing. I have Clemson beating New Mexico, and then Baylor beating Colgate, and then Alabama beating Charleston. So Grand Canyon. So my round of 32 would be North Carolina, Michigan State, and then Grand Canyon, Alabama, and then Clemson, Baylor, and then Dayton.
So your only upsets were those two at the top.
Yeah.
Sweet 16 wise, I have North Carolina beating Grand Canyon. I have Grand Canyon in the Sweet 16. Love those guys. They seem like super fast when I watch their one game in their tiny little conference that plays in gyms that Iowa Wesleyan's gym was probably bigger than.
I know.
But nonetheless, they looked awesome. So I have North Carolina beating Grand Canyon, and I have Arizona beating Baylor.
Yep. So my Sweet 16 is North Carolina versus Alabama with North Carolina winning, and then Clemson versus Arizona with Arizona winning.
So we have Arizona and North Carolina in the Elite Eight, right?
Yep.
Both of us.
Yep.
Count of three. We'll say who we picked. 1, 2, 3.
North
Arizona. Now, Hunter, what was one of the reasons that you picked North Carolina?
Because North Carolina, I think, just flown under the radar a little bit, even though, I mean, they have two of the same guys that were integral to their national championship run 2 years ago. And I don't know. I just think that I just think they're good. I think that, people just may overlook them a little bit.
It's true. Can I blow your mind?
Even though they're the
probably
one
not,
seed.
because you probably already know this.
Go ahead.
When they made the national championship run, that
Armando Bacot had an injured foot. If he
Yes,
would have
he
been
did.
healthy, they probably would have won.
They probably would. Remember when they beat Duke?
Yeah.
That guy had a great, a dagger three that ended Coach K's coaching career. He plays for Arizona now.
I know. Caleb Love. I know.
So it's going to be a grudge match. And I looked it up, and apparently it's a friendly. They still like him. And that's my whole reason for picking Arizona, because I think Arizona is really, really good. They're always a high seed. It's like you give them a star.
I don't
for North
trust.
Carolina.
I don't trust it. I never trust Arizona though. Arizona has always been like a top seed. I feel like every year,
they
and then
are.
loses
West
like
Coast.
in the second round. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's true. I have a friend who, for no reason, is an Arizona basketball fan. He always is crushed. So we got one difference.
Yep.
Now let's go up, because we had UConn. We agreed on that. Then we have a difference. Let's go up to the South.
Yep.
Upper right, Houston is the #1 seed after getting absolutely smashed by Iowa State in the Big 12 tournament championship.
Houston is one of those teams I feel like. I mean, I have them going pretty far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost earlier. But my biggest upset in the South Division is James Madison defeating Wisconsin in round 1.
Makes sense. I always say if you make the Big Ten championship, have to play on Sunday. A lot of times you lose for Wisconsin. Do you have any other upsets?
No other upsets. The rest.
So
is
all
pretty
chalky.
Yeah.
I got Texas A&M over Nebraska for some reason. I don't know why. And then I have NC State over Texas Tech, even though Texas Tech has Joe Toussaint, former Iowa Hawkeye.
I was gonna pick that, but I went with Texas Tech on it. I just felt
That's a close one. That's a tough one. And I have the Boise State Colorado winner beating Florida.
Okay.
Because Florida also made the SEC championship. I use the same logic where I'm like, they're tired. They've been playing a lot. They're tired. Who you got in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8?
So my Sweet 16 from the South is Houston versus Duke, with Duke defeating Houston.
Ooh.
And then I have Kentucky and Marquette in the other side of that, with Kentucky defeating Marquette.
I have Duke versus Houston with Duke defeating Houston. I have Kentucky and Marquette with Kentucky beating Marquette.
Wow.
Same thing. We have Duke and
That's
Kentucky.
wild.
We're riding the Blue Bloods.
Yeah. See, in this bracket, I have like all Blue Bloods in the Final Four, and I'm like, I don't know if I trust that.
It's tough. But it's tough when you see a Kentucky or Duke with a 3 or 4 seed, because you think, ooh, like they got all like the top players in the world that have been like the top recruits their entire lives from high school. Now they're getting disrespected a little bit by their own, because they probably lost in the regular season. All right, Duke versus Kentucky to go to the Final Four. Who do we got picked on the count of 3?
Wait, let me get there.
1, 2, 3. Kentucky. Oh, difference. Difference. All right.
All right, Midwest.
I like Coach Calipari. I'm a fan.
I do. I
Midwest.
like Cal too.
My upsets in the Midwest. Oh, here we go.
All right.
These are my first round upsets in the Midwest, which is Purdue's bracket. I got TCU. I got McNeese.
I got TCU.
I got Sanford. I got Oregon.
So many of them.
And I have Virginia, Colorado State.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the double digit seeds in this one.
You do.
I do. So McNeese and Sanford is my weird game where there's a double digit seed playing a double digit seed that happens every once in a while. I think that's where it happens.
Okay.
Which probably means they're gonna get blown up by 100 points.
My only one is really. See, I'm a Kansas fan, so
Yes.
in this bracket, I have.
I'm a Kansas hater because of my friend Joel.
In this
Shout
bracket,
out.
I have Kansas going far, but I have them. Well, let me just go through my regular bracket. So TCU is my biggest upset. Oregon over South Carolina as well. Pretty much all the higher seeds winning. In the next round, though, I have Gonzaga and losing to Kansas. In this one, like I said, I have Kansas going actually really far. But
yeah,
in my other bracket, I don't have them going as far because I'm like, I don't know. And Gonzaga, I feel like it might be a little fly under the radar as well. I've heard people talk that they could actually be a national title contender too. But
Maybe we should listen to Gonzaga knows how to party next week if either the men or the women make the Sweet 16 after we disrespected them so hard. We could. My Sweet 16 Elite 8. I want to pick against Purdue. My sinuses are acting up. I want to pick against Purdue so badly, but I just can't. I just can't pick somebody. I got them beating McNeese. I have Tennessee over Oregon. So I got the 1 and 2 going against each other. I didn't want that. It's just what happened. I hate this bracket. This lower right.
All right, so my Sweet 16,
excited to
I've
pick
got
against Purdue.
Kansas over Purdue. I've got Texas over Creighton.
Oh, Big 12.
So my Elite 8 is Kansas versus
This
Texas.
is where we battle because your Elite 8 teams are the teams that I had losing immediately.
No.
I have Purdue over Tennessee. Who do you have in the Final Four?
My Final Four, Duke versus Kansas.
Duke versus Kansas. Oh, yeah, this is all blue bloods for you.
Yep.
All right, so my Final Four, UConn, Arizona, Kentucky, Purdue, and you have?
UConn, North Carolina, Duke, Kansas. So 1 and 1, 4 and 4.
All right.
Feels so weird to look at.
Who do you have in your championship?
All right. North Carolina, Duke.
Oh, really? That would be crazy. That would draw more ratings than the women's game. That'd probably be the only way if Iowa makes it to the women's tournament championship in South Carolina. The men would actually be more. I have Arizona and Kentucky.
All right.
2 teams that I a lot of times will pick to lose, but this year, AK Andy Krutzinger. I just realized that. Now I'm definitely not checking.
So my winner
is
North Carolina.
North Carolina, and I I didn't even realize this. Oh, now I'm so confident. I have picked Arizona to win the national championship. I did not know this.
Glendale, Arizona.
The Final Four is in Glendale, Arizona. I did not know that when I was doing this.
That might make me change some picks on different brackets.
Arizona. I'm going Arizona. First time I've ever picked them to win this thing.
Right.
So that's what we got. Alex, if you're still listening, because I know that we had to switch computers on you, have you made your picks? He says wrap it up, which we should. Oh, we're gonna wrap it up in 6 seconds.
Okay.
Alex, you got a pick? I'm not sure if Alex can talk anymore because we made the switch on him.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pick for Alex.
Alex is gonna pick.
Oh yeah, I got New Mexico as my team. All right, Alex. We'll see if you stick with that. Oh wait, text. Oh, Kentucky.
Yep.
He just texted us Kentucky. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties because of Hunter's
My
computer.
computer's
It's
dying.
updated.
I
I wonder
see
what
that.
kind of crazy updates. Probably does all sorts of stuff now. That's it for the NCAA tournament special. I will post the links to our ESPN groups. We'll do an easy password.
Yeah.
What's our password? Sports
at Southeast Iowa Union, or
That's long.
SE.
No one would ever name their anything that long. of a name.
SEIU.
Hunter. Our password is Hunter this year. For men and women's, we'll post that under this on our Twitter at Union Sports page. And we'll see you
next week.
next week.